Welcome back. We share a word from Morris Hawkins. It's a truly an honor to be here today. It's season 1, episode 12. 12, the number 12, order, perfect. I'm telling you something. And it's also December 12th. And my guest today is Mrs. Kinsey. And you know, it's Kinsey, I said the date 12. 12 is perfect. It's order, it's government, it's disciples, it's the children of Israel. 12 has such a substantial meaning. I'm telling you, it's when things really change. So it's just good to have you here with me. I'm telling you, this has been a journey for us.
Yes,
I think this journey started in the back of a car on the way to Tennessee.
Exactly.
Tennessee.
Almost, maybe even almost exactly a year ago.
That's what.
Because it was December. It was mid-December.
Yes, and we were on the way to
Nashville.
Tennessee, on Nashville, Tennessee, on the way back. Yes, it's really good. So it's just good to be sitting at this table with you because, oh my God, it's kind of scary too because you really know me. I'm like, oh my God, she knows me.
It's just like one of our regular talks that we have.
Isn't it?
Just with a camera.
It is. It's so neat. Today is just different though. It's so different. It's like I have a new set of lenses that I see. I see, we always talk about how people go and they grow. And it's not getting a year older, it's seeing life in a different light, L-I-G-H-T. And we think when you get older, life is what it is, but it's not. It's seeing the light in everything, Yeah. So it's awesome. So it's just good to have you as a guest.
It's fun to be here.
I'm just telling you, it's like the amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Girl, I'm out tune. There's nobody but Jesus. Like, oh my God, please cut that part.
No.
Plain. But yeah, it just feels really weird today. Today we're getting today we're together talking about renewed mindsets of where this journey has started. And that's why it's so good to have you here with me because you know more about me than you travel the road like, oh my God, Morris. It's okay. We're good. But yeah. So anyway, I just feel it really weird. I'm just telling you now, off key camera, really. I feel kind of fun. I'm like, I'm happy and I'm rejoiced. And I've taken a look back over my life and I know this is real. I'm really sitting at this table.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm really sitting at this table.
Yeah.
And so, and Kinsey is here to help me. So this is my report card, my grade I'm getting today.
From the year, from the year of progress.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God, girl. It was getting started was a hot mess. And I tipped my hat to Rashonda and Ann Therese for the thing we did with getting started, which starting at Shine. It was really neat. So it's been a road.
Yeah. And it started, I was going to wait until the end to talk about this, but you said that this really started on our road trip last year, which it kind of did, but I feel like it really started before that. I remember almost 2 years ago, I had just started here and we were in book club and you had expressed this desire to do some public speaking and, but you didn't really know if you were even able to do that. You didn't know if you were comfortable in front of a crowd or if you had, the right words to say. And I remember that, but there was something in you that felt like you were going to do something about it. And I remember maybe a few months after that, we had started doing newsletter videos where you were on camera.
Yeah.
And you were nervous at first. So nervous, but then, every single time you came in, I could tell, and you'd had Rashonda come in with you. And every single time after that, you got a little bit better, a little bit more comfortable. And I like to think that primed you for this podcast. And then obviously our car ride, that was when, Skylar was in the car with us, who's behind the camera right now.
Yes, he is.
And he was like, you were talking to the right people in the car. Yeah. And so, the next year came around and you decided we're going to get started. And so I think that without all of those little things before it wouldn't have prepared you for where you are
Yeah.
right now, sitting in this chair.
Yeah. At the end of the year, December, this is the 12th one. It's just really, it's amazing to me. Because one reason, and I love talking to people. I want to be a help. That's why I love customer service, because I like helping people. And I don't know, I don't like, it's just really, this is the end of the year. And what's happening is a lot of things that's happened. I've known a lot of people who have passed over. They're no longer here. And during this season, it's more emotional for me. It's like an emotional roller coaster. Is I recognize, and I'm able to look in the mirror and say, oh, yeah, that did happen. Oh, yeah, but we got past that. Oh, yeah, I seen that. And now you just want to help. I just want desire to help somebody else. I just make a difference. My mom died when early in my life. I was 38. And there's so many questions I never asked her. And so even with the podcast, it's like sitting down, having a conversation, you and that person right across, even though we're sitting at a table together, it's like sitting across from someone and having that talk. It's where you can't be in 20 places at one time, but you can come to a place of, hey, this is about us. Let's just be real with each other. And so it gave me an opportunity to give back what I desired to have, even though I didn't receive it the way I desired to receive it. It reminded me of that movie about the war room. And I went through the whole process, watched the whole movie. But the part that got me was what she did for others, she missed out on opportunity to do it for herself. So I learned she gave what she did. When she did get the opportunity to do it again, she began to share and help others, teach them how to pray for their spouses, for their people, not just for spouses, but for your children, for your families, because people go through different things in their life, and you learn how to lean independent and say, hey, let's just walk this out together. And so I guess that's why, part of the reason why I wanted to be able to come to the camera, to the table, and talk to people. Honestly, real talk, I didn't really want to be behind the camera. Real talk, I take pictures sometimes, but I don't always desire, because I don't know, when you look at the picture, you want to know, where was I at that day? Was I really at that table? Was I gone somewhere? What was going on? And so pictures capture moments. When I was on my way to work, I was sharing with you, I was saying, girl, I was on work, girl, I feel like, yeah, I could get away without putting my high heels on this morning. And I felt, I'm like, oh my God, I got on 2 different dang shoes. Oh my God, the light in my house is different. Girl, I had different colors.
And she did. And
And it wasn't a perfect picture. It wasn't, but I laughed at it. I laughed at the moment because sometimes we just gotta learn how to laugh. And that's basically what I did. So I didn't want people to see me. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't see what people saw. People can have this thing about them like they're real strong. Oh yeah, I know I'm good. And not realizing sometime on the inside, there's something, we're our own worst critic, our own worst enemy. We talk to ourselves, and sometimes it draws us back, and we end up in a place. So if I could have done this without a camera in front of me, it would probably been so much easier, because I never would have to look back at the video, or I would never have to look at it, the podcast, but I have to look back at it. I'm like, wow, I'm not that person who I was when I started.
No, you're not. You are not at all. You have grown so much and like pushed yourself so much, and it's been inspiring for me to watch. And I know Skylar and I have talked about it, and all the other girls in book club, like your motivation and your desire to better yourself and push yourself and challenge yourself is inspiring, I think, to a lot of people in this building.
Yeah, and because when you're at a certain age, sometimes you think, well, it's too late. It's too late to start now. Because I'll tell you, when I got ready to start working out, girl, back in January, I look, I tell you what, I'm gonna drive through the parking lot. And I drove through the parking lot.
And you did.
And I said, I'm gonna park my car in front of a sign and let you see it. I think I parked in front of by handicap and took a picture of the sign, but I parked. And I've been going ever since. And I'm so thrilled about it. It wasn't about weight loss. It was about me and the way I prepare myself for my day. And the more I began to look at it into a different set of eyes, a different set of lenses, life it became easier. So now I don't mind the struggle of working out. I haven't quit. Lord, pray for me. I do think about
Cindy
it.
won't let you quit. Cindy will come get you.
Yeah, Cindy too close to my office anyway. But I pursued it, and I didn't give up, and I coulda. And that's what I thank God for, because it's like when, even when I talked to Courtney, she says, you prep before you get ready to cook for holidays. That way releases the stress. So learning even from the people who I sit down at this table with really helped me. And I said, girl, I got to prep my mind. And so now when I prep my mind for what's coming, I'm like, okay, this is coming. So it is what it is. This is how I'm going to deal with it. This is how it starts, and this is where it's going to end. What comes out of this is going to be good. It's going to be the same. And so, I mean, I've learned from people moving. In May, when we spoke to Jessica, she lost her mom in that month, and it was Mother's Day, but she kept moving. She didn't quit. And it's like, the doors have opened up in sitting this table, and because my mind began to flow back in October when I sit here with Ernest, and we began to talk about coming into the month of October and how that was a time. It was hard for me because the collection in my mind, I'm thinking holiday is coming, and because I was allowed to say it out loud, I recognized that was my stronghold. I had to find some new glasses to look through, lenses. Now I look at life different. So all the podcasts, they had purposes.
Even coming and talking to you, because I would come in your office and I would say, okay, what are we doing this month? Or what are you doing next month? Whatever it was. You would have someone in your mind that you wanted to talk about. And either through our conversation, there would be a realization of why that person had a purpose, why that person came to your mind, or in your talking to them, or even at this table talking to them, you would realize this month for this person was so impactful and had, again, purpose. And to me, Morris, the Lord is sovereign, and he provides, and he sees you as someone that he can be glorified through. And I think that this is a good medium for that to happen. And so it just, every single month, it was just like, of course. Like, of course, this person is exactly who the Lord placed on Morris's mind, because there was purpose in that conversation. Yeah.
And it impacted me so much. And, he says, no, why would God use me? But somebody said, well, why not? And I learned through different eyes, through different situations. It's not about the person, but you never know who it is that you're sitting next to, and where they've been, or how life has been for them. I even look forward to Christmas, which is down the road. I look forward to it because it's one thing I know about Christmas. Christ is a must. If you're going to make it in here, you must have Christ. I did. I was like, oh my God, Christ is a must. This is Christmas. I was like, no, but I'm looking at this as Christ is a must, because I need something to get me through those times, those days. I've been in places that, and I'm going to tell you some depression is real. It says oppression is when you have problems with the future. Depression is when you're thinking back, you can't get past certain things. And so if we don't have some type of basis or foundation to get us through, I'm telling you something, January is around the corner, but to me, January is a new beginning. It's a new outlook on life, how I see life. It's not going to be through, oh my God, through the bad experience. Okay, what else can we get up out of this picture? So even me on this journey, watching you, and the reason why you affected me a lot is because you're a traveler. And I used to laugh because I was real talk, because we was talking about doing, and I was telling Skylar, I said, dude, we might need a high chair. But anyway,
I'll get a couple pillows.
We need the hot chair anyway. And because you're not afraid to travel, you've been to Tell me some places you've been. Share.
Well, I was just in Vermont a couple weeks ago. I'm about to go to Canada.
Hallmark, Queen.
I mean DC, but I lived there for a couple of years, but I was just there. And then I went on a road trip by myself in New England, and that's probably one of my favorite trips that I've been on.
Yeah, girl, without mace.
She always says, "You got your mace."
I'm like, I got mace.
I don't think I can take that on an airplane. I don't think bad things may happen if I try to take that on an airplane. TSA.
Yeah. Oh, you got a good point. Yeah, good point. But so it was just amazing of how you're not afraid to travel. And I used to like, girl, and you're only child. So courage has to come from somewhere. Someone has to speak something in your life to say, okay, you can handle it. You know, because in the back of our mind, we talk to ourselves, and normally it's a voice we've heard before, but it's like, you had, girl, you're like, okay, yeah, Morris, I'm going to England. Really? Oh my God, girl, you're not afraid to travel. So many people are stuck in one place and afraid to move. You're moving in your singleness. You're good with who you are. That's nobody with God. When we learn how to embrace it, who we are, I mean, we're so much fulfilled. So when we do hook up, guess what? We're already fulfilled. You got two complete people who are hooking up. And so that is neat. So I just really, I admire how you was not afraid to travel.
Thank you.
So my thing is, where'd it come from? Because you're only kid. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So we were talking earlier this week, and you were asking me maybe if someone had said something inspiring to me, or if I had heard something somewhere. And I'm sure that there's an accumulation of a bunch of things that I've heard or a bunch of things that I've been told. But I was really thinking about it the last couple of days. I'm like, has there been just a really pivotal moment for me? But I don't think that there was any pivotal moment. I think that it was a slow process over time, because I don't think I used to be like this. I don't think I used to. I would agree. I think I feel pretty confident in who I am. And I don't really remember ever feeling like that, like all the time, especially in middle school and high school. But I think a lot of it is when I got out of college, getting into the real world, you kind of learn, if I don't figure this out, I'm going to get swept away.
Yeah.
And my parents have always been very encouraging toward me, which I appreciate. And they always have made me feel like I can accomplish things and do things. And so I think I had to learn how to tell myself that I'm capable of being in pretty much any situation. And just the jobs that I've had, I've learned that if I'm not assertive and if I'm not bold, I'm going to get just walked over.
Yeah.
And I think through pushing myself there, I taught myself I can handle hard things. I can make good choices that will get me out of on the other side. And so I think that combined with just this desire to see the world. I mean, I feel like the Lord wouldn't have created so many beautiful and wonderful places if he didn't want us to see them. Yeah. And so that confidence that I've had in my abilities of who I am and to make good choices, with the desire that I have to just see different parts of the country or different parts of the world. If I am just waiting for someone to hold my hand and help me through it, I'm never going to do those things. Yeah. And so I think the main takeaway for me is, as I've been reflecting through these things, is I am very grateful that I feel like I have a good knowledge of the world around me, and that I have confidence in my capabilities of making good choices, and just trusting that I've seen, I'm not exactly who said this, and I'm probably not going to say it right, but it was talking about, because I do struggle with anxiety too. I am a very anxious person and I do worry a lot. But someone has said once, probably multiple people have said, that in those anxious moments, you will become who you need to become in order to get through those, whether it's making good choices or whether it's just being able to surround yourself with people that will help you you will become who you need to become.
Yeah.
And so I think just it's just having faith and trusting that the Lord has given me the gifts that I need. And so I wouldn't say that there's one moment or one thing that one person said, I wish that I could have, really cool, like, yeah, my grandfather told me a long time ago, and it's just always stuck with me. But I think I also think it's neat that it's just through, I guess, the last 10 years, I've just learned a lot about myself, and I like myself, and I'm confident in who Amen. I am, and the Lord's created me with a purpose. And I learned a long time ago that, He's created me with certain gifts and talents, and they're used to glorify Him. And so just the confidence that that's why I'm here, and that's what I'm capable of doing with who I am. So
that is beautiful. And I can tell you, I can understand that a lot of people that helps with that, because when we traveled to Colorado on the plane, I was very anxious. I was going through. And I thank God for Nakia, because what she did to me, she tricked me. She didn't say, Morris, it's your choice to go. She says, Morris, we're going. And so I'm fighting my anxieties and what I was thinking. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to go crazy because, and you know what, I figured out one thing about myself. It wasn't so much, it was the plane too, but it was also leaving my foundation, my family, my children, people who knew me. I was going to be in a place where people were not going to know who I was. And I was afraid something would go wrong while I wasn't there. So I was dealing with the part of even trusting God to be away for a few days.
Oh, yeah.
I had that problem. And so by me being forced into the situation, I was forced. I really thank God for it because it pushed me to another level. Yeah. And even the car ride to Tennessee, girl, baby, I'm a bad car ride. I'm a bad airplane rider too. No, so listen,
that was a fun
my husband said, girl, all you do get in that car and go to sleep.
You had, I think, 2 cowboy hats stuck on top of your head.
Oh, that was on the plane. Yeah. But I'm just telling you, I've been in a place where I look at life through different lenses. I don't look at can't anymore. I look at what can come up out of this. And so my levels of growth, I look forward to my next year of my life. I look forward to more because I know there's greater. Yeah. Well, how can we say the greatest is yet to come when we're just settling for where we are? Yeah. I just choose to look through different lenses, different eyes. I choose to see myself different. I choose to see myself grow, not in age, but also in wisdom too, to see the light in the life that God has allowed me to have. So yes, we're in a good place now. So I'm really glad about it. Yeah. And I thank you for sitting here at this table with me too, because like I said, you can get in front of people and they can know the real you. And sometimes it's hard to be truthful and real with them. So I thank God that I was able to sit before you and even talk about this journey, even how yours has truly inspired me. And so what I'm doing is you want to share something before we get ready to get out of here? Yeah, well, Morris and I were talking, you and I were talking this morning and just asking about what the next year is going to look like for you. And if it's going to be moving forward or when I say moving forward, you are moving forward, but setting new goals, setting new plans in place to try something new or push yourself in a different way, or are you gonna continue to build on what you've got, what you've been working so hard on this year and have already seen so much progress in? And you know what? I want to keep going forward in this because you never know who that you are reaching out and who we can help, who lives that we're touching and what we're giving back. So that's my goal, to keep growing, learning every day. I'm not too old to learn. Yep. I'm not too complacent enough that I'm not giving up. I'm just getting started. I'm getting started. So I truly praise God for that. And I talk to the viewers too. If you have opportunity, if there's someone, encourage them to keep moving. I don't care what your numbers are, what you're trying to do. life is real and life is short. The word of God says that tomorrow, life is uncertain, but death is for sure. Tomorrow's not promised to any of us. And so when we get ready we want, what would people say about us? What do we do? How do we live? Did we encourage somebody? So my prayers is that we will all look forward to the future with a different pair of lenses on. I promise you, you will love it. I know I do. I see so much better now. The rain is gone. That's that song anyway. Stop it, Morris. But anyway, well, thank you for being with us for Share a Word with Morris Hawkins, running into the end of 2023, but looking forward to 2024. Truly, God is good, and He has a purpose on each and every one of us, our lives. So my thing is live it.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yay!
Yes.
You did it! Season 1.
I know, girl. That was so hard. I'm like, oh my God. But anyway, thank you, because I'm gonna tell you something. I just didn't realize how many people affected me. I'm telling you. I'm doing Christmas, girl. I'm already ready for Christmas.
It's pretty awesome.
And I had to talk to Courtney to be ready for Christmas.
Yep.
I had to talk to Cindy to get ready for next year.
Yep.
I thank God for the experiences that each and every one of us have, and how we can help each other to grow.
Yeah, exactly.